search for new and exciting rivers can take you all over the world. Brazil, Colombia, and Mexico are 3 examples of places you can go. Brazil takes up nearly half of the South American continent, making it larger than the continental United States. With a series of granitic mountain ranges that line its eastern flank, it could be the grand tropical equivalent of California's Sierra Nevada. Mexico, our large neighbor to the south, is slightly larger than Alaska. Chiapas, Mexico's most southern state, is famous for its dense virgin jungles, its mysterious travertine bedrock, and deep jungle gorges. But any good adventure should begin with a trip to Colombia. The invaluable help of Medellin local Mauricio Arredondo, Jesse and I start our journey by completing the second known descent of Colombia's Upper San Juan. We then moved on to our main objective, to finish the Rio Boia.
No, I've got butterflies, to tell you the truth. Like, oh man, what the hell am I doing back here?
What's in store?
Oh, well, I mean, it's an awesome river. It's so awesome. It's just that first mandatory 50, 60 footer, really. It gets you going in the morning.
Start your day off.
But, yeah, it just makes a complete U-shape right around this peninsula, and this is where we hiked out before, kind of downstream, 2 miles. We didn't make it too far last time, so yeah, better luck this time.
Stickier and the rapids seem a little bit bigger. It's gonna be pretty exciting. I'd rather be going down this trail than up it, that's for sure.
Well, let's see, where have we been? 2 days of 10th of the trip, mandatory 60-footer, 5 plus, several portages, several questionably ran, but ran well, luckily. One unintentional run turned out fine. I think coming up we're gonna get only more significant. I don't think we've seen the biggest of the rapids. I don't think we've seen the biggest of the consequences. Right below us is 3 5+ moves above a mandatory.
Yeah, well, we made it about 1/8 of a mile, or maybe a half mile, if I'm being generous, below where we hiked out last time. And we were forced to run a pretty sketchy mandatory 5+ up there that Jesse just kind of had the faith that there'd be an eddy, and there was an eddy. But the eddy brought us to the top of this, which is a couple of just big cascading, not clean rapids that you cannot portage that lead directly into 55-foot waterfall that has like a sloping, folding, spraying bowl at the top. It basically means that we're not going to be able, we can't proceed through this and still kind of believe that we're trying to do this safely. We've made friends with the local coffee growers up top, and we're going to hike our boats up to their shack. We're going to go ahead and make do, hike up, and decide whether or not to proceed on around the bend. Still 20-30 miles to La Pintada and our scheduled takeout, but we might end up doing the exact same thing we did last time. What can you do?
Como yo no, que sea pati torcida y bien garetas como yo no, en todo es que tenga que, en todo es que tenga.
Pero estamos cerca ahora, ¿no?
Ya está cerquita de la carretera.
Sí.
Está cerca de la carretera.
Buenísimo.
En todo es que tenga.
Disculpe, mi amigo. This is hard work.
En todo es que tenga bien limpiecito su corazón. En todo es que tenga mucho mosquito.
Sí.
En todo es que tenga.
¿Son mosquitos o...?
Todo el que tenga librecito su corazón.
Yeah, that was muy bueno. Eso. Qué frutos, sí.
Colombia y las normas internacionales por la seguridad personal de todos los pasajeros a bordo de esta aeronave deben permanecer sentados, colocar en posición vertical el espaldar de su silla, asegurar su mesa individual y abrochar su cinturón de seguridad. Les solicitamos verificar que sus teléfonos...
After 3 days trying, Jesse and I abandoned our attempt at the Rio Buey and journeyed to Brazil in hopes of perfect water levels and daily first descents. We didn't just come to Brazil on a whim. We had it on good information from Ryan McPherson that the first descents would literally fall out of the sky right into our laps. Along with Ryan, Jesse and I are joined by our guide and shuttle driver, Felipe Guimares, photographer Ben Zupo, and Ryan's girlfriend, Sabrina Williams. Mac has been traveling in Brazil for each of the last 3 years. It became clear that rivers were everywhere in this country, but to our dismay, we had arrived in Brazil during a drought.
We got about 4 hours up here on this trail.
Mas aquela coisa certa, aquela curva aberta, não dá pra entender. O apoio isso vai. Pena do pavão de Cris na maravilha, Bicho Maria, Mãe de Deus. Será que esses olhos são meus? Cinema transcendental, trilhos urbanos tal, cantando balanceio.
Our shuttle driver, Felipe, was getting tired of all this low water, and so were we. Yeah, this is more water than was in the river today, for sure. Oh man, you are wet.
Well, we went from having no water to having plenty of water in the course of just a couple few hours. It's like it's dam released and they turned it on for the electricity, but it's not dam released, so it must have been a bunch of rain up top. First paddle strokes of the day, first paddle strokes in 4 days. And it starts off with a big boomer with a couple big moves. I think my throat's a little dry. On for sure. It was down for a while with no rain, scrapey runs, a lot of hiking without any payback for drops. And then we checked weather, took a long drive south of Sao Paulo and found the stash of waterfalls, and it's definitely on now. We're back in action, running some great drops, some good height, some intrigue to them and some moves. I'm stoked.
I'm stoked too.
I'm one climber, don't kayak, Scott.
Welcome. You are about to enter into the atmosphere of Point 1. The journey on which you are about to take will consist of a separation between you and your life as you know it for approximately 1.5 hours. Please check all inhibitions at porthole number 3 and proceed to the nearest sound source. We are about to initialize the Point 1 simulation. This is where your freedom begins.
Chemical religion.
We meet the town drunk, and he's convinced he knows some waterfalls that we could run and will be big and epic. I'm not really convinced though, frankly.
Esse daqui é o bote que a gente desce as corredeiras, um bote inflável, cana e joelheira, proteger a canela e o joelho, mão de pato, é com ela que a gente usa para fazer as remadas e apoiar nas pedras. Let's go!
Don't feel anywhere. I don't have anywhere to go.
A primeira descida dessa cachoeira foi eu mesmo que desci, só que tava com o nível mais baixo de água. Desse nível eu nunca desci, desse nível o primeiro foi o Mac. Mas essa cachoeira quem explorou fomos nós do Aquaride aqui do Brasil.
This is the wrong place I have to go. But it's not that place, it's just me. I can't find my soul, I need to change. I have a problem, I enjoy the moment. As soon as it's finished, as soon as it's finished, I don't fit anywhere. This is too cold, this is no fair. This is too fucked up, this is too low. I'm in the wrong place, I have to go. I'm going, go, and go, and go. I'm going, go, and go, and go. I'm going, go, and go, and go.
Bem, pessoal, a gente está aqui nas margens do rio Camanducaia, né? E parece que tem cachoeiras muito fortes lá daquele lado. E assim vamos lá conferir agora, ver se os nossos amigos gringos aqui vão conseguir descer.
is tired, but I've just learned I'm a wicked little liar. You never think twice. You never think twice. You never think twice. I want you to see. You never look back. I never look back. I never look back. And I'll leave us here. They walk away. They walk away.
That looks like a piece of granite got you.
Yeah.
Right on the cheek.
I think it left a piece in there. There's still some granite in there, maybe.
It's a fairly smooth piece of granite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sítio Joia, primeiro, Jacuba, estado do Rio de Janeiro. Cachoeira da Fumaça, Fumaça.
Aí, você acha que dá para descer as cachoeiras aqui?
Bom, eu acho que não dá, porque nunca vi um serviço desse. Porque aqui, até gente que vai passear na cachoeira morre.
Só andando na trilha?
Não, não tem trilha. Só se andar pro mato. Porque por dentro do rio é difícil.
Muito desnível?
Demais, muito desnível demais. É, cheio de arte baixo, pedra lisa. Então é perigoso, mas vocês que são profissionais nisso aí, não posso dizer que vocês não vão descer. Mas que é perigoso é.
So I give in. I'm ready to say that I'll just give our life away. The radiant fall, which fools my mind.
What's the name of this river again?
Falls like the ocean on my face. Falls like the ocean on my face. Falls like the ocean on my face. folds like the ocean on my face.
Yourself like a dog. I gotta pour through the toe, I think.
Boy, she's being stubborn.
Should have gone by now.
Maybe it's that whole wick thing.
Boom! Nice! That was tight! How you doing?
I'm fine. Have you seen our campsite? It's pretty sweet. We're at Santo Domingo. We're camped under a bridge.
It's not a whole lot of dry area except under this bridge to camp and have a fire. Fire's been really hard to start.
We've been hiking around the jungle on the roads like 3 days now, trying to figure out a river. Getting rained on.
We're just kind of sitting amongst many big, potentially awesome rivers. One of which we're at the put-in for, but
it drops like 300-400 feet in a matter of 200-300 yards.
We'd probably have to do a really steep portage.
Like 100-footer in there, 60-footer, 60-footer, 100-footer, and it's muddy on the side.
The mud, this laterite soil makes incredibly slick mud. All you can do is hold on to trees.
I don't know if I want to go down there, to tell you the truth.
Here's that flamingo. Full on nar. Big water. A situation after a couple of Class 5 rapids. After a couple of Class 5 rapids, we come to a situation of a 70-ish footer, followed, 25 footer into a 70 footer, followed by, who knows, 60, 70, 80 footers. it's too hard to know. Completely and totally walled in. Can't really see if there's a line or not. There's a pool, but it tells you nothing about the middle, so it's definitely not prudent to just fire it off without getting a look at it. So, probably gonna camp for the night and enjoy some nice food and relax, talk about a game plan, potentially maybe rappelling down between the two big ones off a tree, which might be kind of easy to get to, might be kind of hard to get to, it's hard to know, but we'll save that for tomorrow, and tonight we'll just enjoy the environment. We're about half a mile into the river, something like that. So, it's everything we thought it would be and a lot more.
First thing that we arrived at the first day, when we were like, oh my god, you know, how the hell are we gonna get around it? And now we know that we can get around it, do a short rappel, or you could run it. But if you run the first one, then you have to run the second one. If you run the first 70 footer, then you have to run the second 80, 90 footer. But it's kind of got some steps in it, so it's not a big free fall. And then you can take a little break. And you've got this little meat slide right here that goes right into a 90, 100 footer multi-tiered thing. Another little meat slide down to where the big springs come in. And then a little break and paddle through a pool and go over the last 40 or 50 footer. It's all pretty top notch, pretty borderline. Might go. Jesse must have been thinking about that falls all night, because in the morning he was standing at the lip of the thing ready to run it. Jesse wasn't the only one who got away with one that day. After portaging the massive Central Falls, I decided to give the third falls a go and was pitched dangerously over vertical into the small pool below.
going to be his complete animal, in which they reproduce and they breed at will, beast to burden.
Short round?
Dr. Jones!
First of all, thanks for inviting me to one of the coolest places on earth. Unbelievable. Canyon up, water is a gorgeous emerald, birds are singing this most tranquil and relaxing song. Just an amazing, amazing place. Just absolutely mind-boggling. One of the most special places on earth.
You see the strangest things in the El Tenampa bar in the center of Mexico City. Take Teo Berman and Josh Bechtel, for example.
Estoy mucho drunko. I don't know what to do.
It's now time for the electric shocks. We'll see who's macho and who is not.
Vuelve por Dios mi cielo, vuelve a quererme, vuelve otra vez. Deja que yo te busque.
I know, I just wrote this song.
Olvídalo pasado, ya no te acuerdas de aquel cielo.
By the end of the night, they had all decided to come with me to see the Santo Domingo for themselves.
This is gonna be the biggest waterfall my kayak has ever ran.
I did, we decided to, I put about, I don't know, maybe 10 gallons of water in my boat. You can see it sloshing. Yeah. Because all those boats were coming in hot and it's bouncing. And it felt like I got right in that seam, just decided last minute, oh, I'm gonna tuck her to get rid of the paddle, and it was good.
Here we go again, hanging on to myself. Here we go again, standing over this hell. Does it ever end? I know I've been here before, so I won't try and I won't think, but I know you're gonna push me. Tell me, how much can I take? Die for you. My hands are over my head. Say goodbye for you. You know I'm better off dead. Kill my high for you. I think I've been here before. Take this ride for you. The passenger is on board. You've got something I want. I've got nothing you need. I've been here before, so many times I will never be. Here we go again, hanging on to myself. Here we go again, standing over this hell. Does it ever end? I know I've been here before, but I won't try and I won't think, but I know you're gonna push me. Tell me, how much can I take? I would stop if I could get you off. I would stop if I could push you over. I would stop if I could get you off. I would stop in time. Here we go again, hanging on to myself.
You know, just another day at the office.
Standing over this hell. Does it ever end? I know I've been here before, but I won't try and I won't think, but I know you're gonna push me. Tell me, how much can I take now? I would stop if I could get you off. I would stop if I could push you over. I would stop if I could let you off. I would stop in
bombo, el maracas, bombo, el sabor. 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 Bombo, 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 maracas, bombo, 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 el sabor. Bombo, 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 maracas, bombo, 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 el sabor. Bombo, 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 maracas, bombo, 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 el sabor. Tarántula, suena la trompeta. Permíteme presentarles al chamaco de las percusiones locas. Suénale piri, suénale piri. Para todas las chicas que les gusta mover el mueve tu cuchi cuchi mami mueve. You're gonna pull, lift your feet up in the air, do a body thrust, and slide the pressing. You're gonna do the same. You're gonna pull, slide the pressing. Pull, slide the pressing. To where you're ascending. And let's say you get stuck, or you need to go back down to work on something. You can one-hand it, just go down at your own speed. Let off on the pressic, go a little bit at a time, or you can drop big time. So, start out, you got your point that you're going to sit in. It could be a tree, it could be a branch, it could be anything you got. You want to start out with the longer end of your rope hanging off of your right side. So you put the short end through. You got all this length down here. That's you're gonna throw that over your horizon line or your waterfall or whatever. Then you're going to take it and take the left side of the cord. You're going to give yourself a tail, because the tail is going to be what you're going to wrap your pressic up with. And you got your harness, or could be a piece of webbing that works for you. You're going to go left to right, and then you're going to pull this tail about to where you're going to use it. Now what we're going to do is make a loop to make a bowline. Pinch it with your two fingers. And you go up, you go around the back side, and then back down through the same hole. Now if I did it like this, I wouldn't have enough tail here to do my pressic. So you gotta give yourself enough slack. Now you got your...
Do that bowline one more time.
Okay. So you loop it. Now if you could loop it the other way, it's not going to work. So you always go top over bottom. Go up through the hole, around the back side, and then back down through the same hole. When you take your slack out, you got your bowline, so it's not going to go anywhere. Now your remaining rope, you're going to
come up here, you know, if you start your pressic up here.
This is the tail off of your bowline.
This is the tail off the bowline that you're going to now hook up to your other side of the rope and use it like a pressic. Now if you were to hook it up into here, you'd be doing all the work up here and it'd be really hard. So you want something that's kind of close to your chest or close to your body. So from here, you make a cross with the rope, pinching it again. Now you're going to go up above your hand, you're going to make one loop, you're going to make another loop. You want these to kind of lay down nice and flat with each other. You don't want to have them all spread out like this. You want to have them nice and together. And then you go one more loop. You can do it with 3, you can do it with 4, 5 or 6 loops. Just depends on it. I like doing 4 because it kind of evens it out. And you got your 4 wrapped up. Now you're going to go in front of your rope again. And then you kind of loosen up the pressic so you can slide the rope through the first 2 loops. And this is the hard part. You want to set your rope. First you dress it, you get it all set up. This tail shouldn't be over here. It should be going away from the pressic. And then you slowly take out any of the slack and your knot kind of starts coming together. You don't want them to overlap because they won't work right. And then from here, you give a little tug on your rope, hold on to the top of it, top of your pressic, and you just slowly dress it up until it's tight. And then from there, you can slide it up here, get up on your tippy toes, and then drop down just a little tiny bit. Now if your rope starts sliding, your pressic isn't tight enough. So you take your left hand loop and you push it closer to your knot. If you want to loosen it up, you pull it away from the knot. So I'm going to tighten it up. It's like not really grabbing right now. I'm going to pull, get some good play on it, and now I can work and I can stay in one place, do stuff, clip onto other things, work on stuff, and then when you need it, now I didn't set my pressic up where I should have it should be more here, but when you need it, you're going to pull down on the rope that's going off of your drop. You're going to pull down on it. Sometimes you got to give it a half wrap because it's hard holding on to a small rope. You're going to pull, lift your feet up in the air, do a body thrust, and slide the pressic. You're going to do the same. You're going to pull, slide the pressic. Pull, slide the pressic. To where you're ascending, and let's say you get stuck or you need to go back down to work on something, you can one-hand it, just go down at your own speed, let off on the pressic, go a little bit at a time, or you can drop big time. But this is good